Let's speak now to Jace. His two stepdaughters attended a special educational needs and disabilities school. Thank you so much for being here with us. I wonder if you could start by just describing what happened to your daughters.
So they were in a specialist placement. My eldest, she was in sort of mixed throughout the year. And the school, it used to be fantastic, with the most caring staff and everything, until this new company took over and things changed overnight, to the point of more restraints without reason, cost cutting, and still charging the full fee to the local authority. Sorry, it just brings back so many memories listening to that story.
No, I know it's incredibly distressing, all of this, and I'm going to ask you, which also will be distressing, just around your daughters, how often were they restrained?
So one of my daughters, she was restrained daily. They used to implement benches that, you put in a bench, you think it's for sitting. No, they were for restraining. They used to use them to restrain the children, and the children knew that. And it's horrible. You just want your children to be happy and safe, and you're sending them somewhere that you thought was, the right place with the right trained staff, but then you find out that they're not the right trained. They're not even trained. Some of them, they're drafting in staff from various different areas who aren't trained in the correct procedures. And all that's just coming back on the child, and it affects them not just in school, but then when they come home, and they're so fragile and young, you just can't be doing it.
I know it's really difficult, and sorry to ask you this, but just tell me the impact it had on your daughters, because we heard in that separate report the person being very open about how it impacted her.
Yeah, so my daughter's not been in school now since July 2023, and that's due to this change, losing all their trusted members of staff, and just losing sort of the faith in the school. And the school then put in place weekly meetings, 45 minutes, walking around the nearest town, and still charging the local authority £100,000 plus per child.
Now you obviously complained, so just tell me what happened when you did.
So my wife put in the complaints. She rallied around with other parents of children who have been hurt and restrained and weren't happy, and everything was then put through, and you just get knocked back straight away.
A final question then, because the Minister for School Standards has told the BBC the government wanted to reform the SEND system. If you had a message to the Minister, what do you think actually needs to be done? We saw the case study there in that report. You've been describing what has happened to your daughters. What do you think nationally is required?
It needs stripping down and starting again. Surrey County Council themselves are at crisis point of failing families at every hurdle. It starts with the EHCP. So the EHCP tribunal turnaround rate is 98% in the parents' favour. It shouldn't get to that point. 98% of tribunals are turned around. Surely something's wrong there.
Well, Jace, we have to leave it there, but thank you for joining us here on BBC News and taking us through what has happened to your family. Thanks for your time.